Hi. Happy Easter, everyone. I forgot to grab my water. So I'm actually going to have to grab some water before do I have a little? Got to do that too. All the little things we have to do in order to make ourselves pretty for you. All right, folks. I don't know what happened to my ice water. Let me see what's going on here. What are we up to? Let's see. We got to go here. I'm just getting myself set up here. Oh, goody. I see people showing up. Hi, John. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Sugar Baby's mama. I'm going to grab a glass of water while people join us for today's brunch. Hopefully, the stream will have good. It'll have good visuals. I'm hoping. Did I do everything I was supposed to do? I was supposed to. The stream is splitting. I found out the stream is splitting because I was going live on multiple channels at once, and that was what was causing poor quality. That, and there was some other technical stuff. So I only want to go live on like 2 or 3 channels at once now, so I don't have the freezing problem that I had before. Let me grab my water. Welcome everybody to brunch. This is the Easter brunch. We get together every Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Pacific Daylight now. And we just have an open table for people who love to hang out, don't want to leave your home, or you could be at a restaurant right now. But this is our brunch get together. You're welcome to join us. Everybody's invited. We only have one rule: be kind to all so that all will be kind to you too. Gender, political affiliation, we don't care about any of that, and we will not attack you for those things. We care about you having a good heart and being a good person. That's all we care about, seriously, here. Let me grab my water. Please take a seat, everyone, at the table. The table is extended to the 4 corners of the earth. We have everybody filing in and taking their seat. Of course, your seat is the most comfortable seat for you. It was created for you. So go ahead and find your seat. We have 65 beautiful souls already in our brunch, now 70, so it's growing. So while you're all getting your meals set up, figuring out your orders, if you're ordering online or you're at a restaurant, I am going to go ahead and grab what I ordered for brunch. Hold on a second. Oh, we got a nice group coming together, 74 people for brunch. Welcome, 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 welcome. The stream, I hope it looks better. I was doing too many streams at once. Oh, thank you, John Gerald, for that donation. We are raising money today for every Sunday. We raise money for charity. If you're entertained today and you want to make a donation, today's donation is going to my trip to Israel. I am going to be leaving Tuesday. I'll be in Tel Aviv for 3 days, and then I will be going to Neve Shalom. Neve Shalom, for those of you who don't know, is an integrated kibbutz. Let me show you a little bit about that. I'll be in Neve Shalom, Oasis, also known as Oasis Shalom, is a peace village. that hopefully they can teach me some things. Um, yeah. So, yeah, let me see if I can show you guys a picture of where I'm headed. I know many of you kind of wish you could join me. Um, I'm staying at the hotel, and evidently the food is out of this world. It's going to be Bedouin chefs, of course. So, but this is the kibbutz. Neve Shalom, Oasis of Peace, a refresh your soul with tranquility, a unique experience of Arabs and Israelis coexisting in perfect harmony. So I am there to learn. I am there to learn. And if we can't do this all over the world, in Gaza, in, you know, in the Negev of Beersheba, this is my dream is we just are going to create these oases of peace. You can see a lovely home here and nice accommodations. The map of the kibbutzim, let's take a look at that. Oh my goodness, look at that. We are going to have a lot of fun. So that is where I will be. And then after I go there, I will be in Jerusalem for about 5 days, having meetings in Jerusalem. And then after that, I think I am going to try. There's one other place I'm supposed to try and get to. I might go to Haifa. If I don't go to, because there's a lot of people that want to meet me in Haifa. So if you're in the Haifa area and you want to meet, that's cool. If I have time, I might fly over to Cyprus and do a couple days in Cyprus. So that is what's going on with me. Now let's turn the camera around. Let's talk about you. How was your Sunday? How's your Passover going? If you're celebrating Passover, how's the cleaning, the spring cleaning? You have until June 21st. If you want to enjoy this energy of the cleansing, of the spring, the dust, those old cells, your old dead self is in the cells that you dust. It's interesting that Passover and Easter, if you're celebrating Easter, it's all about leaving the dead man, leaving the old, and out comes the spring, and we've got all this dust and all these old ideas that we need to set aside. And that is what we are doing right now. Thank you so much, Sugar Baby, for that donation. I also wanted to make an announcement that our book of the month is The Sunny Side of Crazy. The Sunny Side of Crazy, Trisha McCucci. And it's for anyone who wants to join our Book of the Month Club. She will be in our studios May 13th. May 13th, Tuesday, with Chuck Dransfield and myself. We, of course, have a book club after Taco Tuesdays. We meet once a month, and it's actually an interesting book about multiple personality disorder or dissociative disorder. I think it's absolutely fascinating subject. I think it touches on the metaphysical. I cannot wait to meet this woman. I find dissociative disorders, multiple personality disorder to be absolutely fascinating. And I'm very excited to have her. And I have so many questions for her. And I think it's going to be a heck of a great get together. All right, without further ado, we can go ahead and answer people's questions. Like I said, we're going to blitz away. Personal readings are allowed today because it is a fundraiser. And yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Let's start with the Empath prayer. If any of you would like to receive a healing at this time, just go ahead and let us know your name or the name of that person you wish us to send a healing to, and we will send healing to that person. Yeah, we're going to go ahead. We're going to bring the Empath prayer in, and then if people want, we can do We can answer any questions. Like I said, we're raising money for the trip that's coming up, and I will be back May 8th. Is there anything else I need to say? I'm flying out. I might be able to do one or two more videos before I fly out, but I fly out Tuesday at 11 a.m. I'm flying Lufthansa. I was going to fly El Al, but my goodness, it was an extra $1,500. And I was just like, I want to support Israel, but that's just way too much. I can't afford it. An extra $1,500 just to fly El Al for security. I love flying El Al. It's like a big kibbutz in the sky. It's awesome. It is. It's so friendly and laid back, and they got snacks, noshes in the back, and you can just go and nosh. They got all kinds of muffins and things, and it's like a kibbutz. I just love it. I love flying El Al. It's like you're with your family, and you're all hanging out, eating snacks, and where it's more formal on other planes. It's kind of like, yeah, oh well. When I'm rich and famous, I'll be able to fly El Al more often. When I'm really rich, El Al first class, that would be a heck of a step up, right? All right, let's do the Empath prayer. Okay. I want to call on white light protection for myself and this community as we ask permission from Spirit to access the Akashic records. We call on our spirit guides and our good angels to be with us. Please give us the clarity and the wisdom that is needed to empower all of us on our journeys to make the best decisions for ourselves, our families, the planet, the people we love, but also to help those that we may have strife with. And together collectively as a community, we say, Amen. May all souls be healed. And for those of you who are requesting a healing at this time, we pray that you receive a perfect healing in mind, body, and spirit. And together collectively, again, as a community, we say, Amen, Amen, Amen. May all souls be healed. Thank you, everyone who's donating to the charity today. Let's try and get to everybody's questions as soon as we can. Special shout out to John Gerald. He was the first here. Kelly Noel, you're from Australia. When will Trump and his enablers be gone from the world? Well, don't you think the bigger issue is that there's more where he came from? I mean, that it's really not about Trump. It's about everybody that is coming together to create the phenomenon of Trump. You've lost your retirement. Yes, we've all lost our retirements. The retirements are gone, and it will take years for the retirements to come back again. This is, unfortunately, April sucks. Let's take a look. The future of Trump. Ace of Wands, 30 days. Within the next 30 days, we see good things coming in the next 30 days regarding Trump. Ace of Wands would be a power card. I think that we could be seeing positive things happening internationally, like the push in Gaza could see the end of the war in Gaza, but there's this positive energy, and his opposition is 10 of Cups, so his opposition is happy. Hopes and fears that it will end. And then the final outcome for Trump is 3 of Pentacles. If it ends, it's going to be based on inability to serve or something like that, because 3 of Pentacles would be an indication of a new blueprint. The fact that his opposition is celebrating, it could be, the Wall Street Journal just called for his being removed, which is a lot because Wall Street Journal endorsed him, and now Wall Street Journal is saying, let's go ahead and kick the guy out. So it's always the case where the money gets to have the main say of who becomes the president. And now if you lose money, nobody's going to want to have you as the president. And that's so it doesn't surprise me that Wall Street jumped ship first. because the only reason they voted for him was because it was good for their pocketbook. It's not good for their pocketbook, he's out. Deborah Murphy is having ham and baked potatoes. Well, that sounds very traditional. It sounds like a lovely meal, and I hope you enjoy it. Sounds delish. Hi, Sugar Babies Mama. Thanks for being here. Happy Easter. Deborah Murphy in the house. Ven 1. Hello, Ven. Ray Savannah, happy Easter to you. Wendy Burt is in the house. Hello, Wendy. I sent you a card. Hope you got it. Should be there soon. Please take care of yourself, Wendy. Wendy is a dear, sweet soul, but she's been having the biggest problems with air quality over in her beautiful, beautiful home in the Adirondacks. I want to come visit you, Wendy. I do. I'm quite serious. I want to see that part of the world so bad. Never too late to dream. Happy Easter to you, Violet. Hello, Violet. Happy Easter to you. Wendy again. Romy Sanders. Ray Savannah R. Question from Ray Savannah R. Is what is coming up for me over the next 3 months? Oh, you want to know what's coming up for you over the next 3 months? Well, let's find out, Ray. Let us find out. Grief and loss, that's been going on for a long time. So they're basically saying that you've been working through a lot of grief and trying to figure out what you still have. You know, we don't want to be so consumed with grief, Ray, that we can't look at what we already have in life. And it could be that you're having some challenges in relationships, but possibly with men in your life. And whether or not these relationships have come to an end or that they've served their purpose. And the answer is yes. The relationship has served its purpose because you're on to, look, you learned the lessons you were supposed to learn. It's time to move on to a new relationship or new dynamics. I see another man coming into your life, another opportunity. Let the old go. You know, it's like Easter. Let the old man die and give birth to something new in your life. They're talking about kind of like new experiences, and let yourself have new relationships, new friends, etc. Yeah, good cards. Well, sometimes we can be trapped in Five of Cups where we're just, oh my God, that relationship. Oh. And meanwhile, time is passing and there are all these really cool people that want to date us, cool relationships. So that's kind of the warning here is don't get stuck in grief about the past and learn from those experiences, but then be willing to jump back in and find new experiences to learn from. Hi, Amy Greider. You're having a brunch, chips, pico de gallo, chickpea salad. My God, that sounds wonderful. I love feta cheese and vegetables. Oh my goodness. Desiree Rabato, the beautiful Desiree. How are you, my love? Rebecca L. is in the house. Norwegian salmon. Oh, my goodness. Well, we've got to go over to Rebecca's house. She wins. I can't say no to rosemary mashed potatoes. Janice Fitzpatrick, much love and happy days. You're finishing dinner. Oh, good for you. Where are you? Are you in Europe? You must be in Europe somewhere. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, Sugar Babies Mama. That's so sweet of you. Oh, you're taking a trip. Sugar Baby Mama, you got a trip coming up, and it's going to be a good one. Emma Diaz, the 29th, you're leaving, is my grandson's birthday. He's autistic. Pray for his health. Absolutely. Sending good vibes your way. Hi, Contessa. Hi, Janice Fitzpatrick. You're frozen. Yeah, I might be having too many streams running. I'm only going to have 2 streams. Anything more than 2 streams causes it to get weird. I think I might have 3 streams on right now, which was a mistake. Hi, Sybil. Hello, my love. Sybil is an amazing remote viewer. She just started and she's been doing great. All right. So, Ray Savannah, my question is, what is coming up for me in the next 3 months? Oh, okay. I think we got to that one. It was about letting go of the past and that new relationships are coming into your future. Yeah, we love El Al because they're a great company, but dang, it's all the security you're paying for. They hire so many security people. Hi, Rebecca. Gut healing, please. Yes, we sent good healings your way. Valerie F., hello. Oh, thank you, Desiree, for that beautiful donation. Safe travels. Ooh, Desiree, time for you to go on a spiritual retreat, they're saying. I know you like to go on those sorts of things. There's something going on with Desiree, a spiritual evolution coming your way. Very nice. Colin Lampert, hello. Love from London. Oh, you're in London right now. Well, I love London, but it's just too gosh darn expensive. I mean, you want a cup of coffee in London, be prepared to pay the big bucks. Maybe if you live outside London, like, if you're willing to take, but also the tube is too expensive. They got to do something about the tube prices. But I love London. It's one of my favorite towns, but too expensive. I'm always looking for a cheap deal when I'm in London. All right, LC. Hi, Whimsy. I'm wondering why my legs have been numb and tingling for the last couple of days. Numb and tingling for the last couple of days would indicate, oh, you've got a pinched nerve. It's a pinched nerve. So, they say you've got a pinched nerve at L5S1. It's at L5S1. You twisted it. Oh, were you lifting something heavy and you twisted it? You lifted something heavy. Was it in your bedroom when you were moving things? They're showing me that you twisted it and then you irritated yourself at L5 to S1. Well, you could ice it when it's out of a chronic state. If it's in a chronic state, you could probably do chiropractic for it. I think yoga and stretching could help for it. Yeah, but I can see it. It's an irritation at L5S1. So what happens when that? Let's see. Rotation, injury, L5. I'm a medical intuitive, so I can see it. I can see her injury. Let me see if I can find it for you. This is what happened to you. You see, you twisted it right here. This kind of twist. Right there. That's her injury. A golf swing or grabbing a can of trash that was too heavy and swinging it. And then here you can see the area that's injured. I'm sorry, babe. Well, I hope it's not herniated. You might want to go to a chiropractor and get some treatment for that. Here's some of the areas that can be hurt when the L5 is in. You can see the back of the leg and the feet. Happy to help, no charge. No problem. If you need to see me as a doctor, you can see me through Wizio. Well, don't do it again. You twisted something. What were you, moving something in your house? That seems to be what happened. Don't worry, it's nothing serious. I don't think you actually ruptured it, but I think you irritated it. Oh, Crisco, grilled cherry chipotle halibut. Oh my God. You might even be beating out the person that had the Norwegian salmon. Oh, Janice, you're cold. Oh dear. Oh, Debbie Brady is here. Thank goodness. Well, Debbie Brady is here to make your lives easier. She is a creative director, and she's also a talent scout for YouTube and Facebook. So give a shout out to Debbie Brady, future shaper. Good to see her here. If you need to find somebody with those abilities or to promote your business, reach out to Debbie. Janice Fitzpatrick, you're in Ireland. Oh, wow. Fantastic. Valerie Calver wants to know about her finances. Well, I'm telling you, we are all worried about that right now, aren't we? Will your finances improve? Oh, you thought you were dying. What did you do? Were you cleaning the house and you twisted? What did you do to cause the accident, Elsie? You thought you were dying. Oh my God, Elsie, you remind me of myself. Yeah, every time I got a boo-boo, no, you were deep cleaning and you pulled a muscle. That's probably what happened. Don't overfill your garbage bins, you guys. You move them like this, and and then you're going to wind up injuring yourself. Mm. When will your finances improve? Oh, 10 of Cups. More people in your family that you can rely on. Extending of your social is going to help a lot. So it's just about don't be isolated, because isolation leads to poverty. They're saying that being part of a proactive community is really going to help you a lot. You've got a nice 10 of Cups moving in. It's all about community, family, and cooperation, and going back to the simple life. The way to survive people like Trump is to have the one thing that Trump doesn't have, and that's friends and family that love us for who we are and not because of what we can do for them. Well, the solution is Oasis, right? The solution is what they're doing in Israel with these Oasis zones of peace. We don't have to be a part of this. We can just check out and live by our values, our ethics, what we believe is right. You were moving things around. Yeah. So what they showed me, you were moving things around and you twisted your L5. Your AFib is not dangerous per se, but you have a serious electrolyte imbalance. So you would want to keep coconut water and make sure you're taking magnesium pill. A multi-mineral capsule would be recommended. I would do Power Pack to keep your electrolytes up if you're concerned about an arrhythmia. You can have those in your house. Sorry, I didn't spell that right. Power Pack. You can get them on Amazon or iHerbs, multiple flavors, and that'll give you the B vitamins and electrolytes. You can also do coconut water for arrhythmias. And I would recommend a multi-mineral by Blue Bonnet without iron. But if you've tested anemia, you can go ahead and have iron. So those are some of the things that are going to keep your electrolytes up and running, and of course, stay hydrated. But you twisted yourself, sweetie. That's what happened. You just had a boo boo. You'll be fine. Oops, I just lost my connection. Hold on. Yeah, it happens. This time of year, we're seeing a lot of injuries because, again, it's spring cleaning, so everybody's trying to clean everything. Yeah, but you're fine now. Your AFib is not dangerous, LC. It's what you're overexerting yourself and you're not keeping your electrolytes up. Fluids are not enough. If your electrolytes are up, then that's a problem. Is this for me, Valerie Culver? Yes, we already got to Valerie. You were the last person we got to before. Now we're doing LC. Yes, go. If you missed it, go back and hear what we said for you, sweetie. All right, Kathleen O'Malley, Whimsy, how are my finances by May 6th? Oh, 73rd birthday, Kathleen O'Malley. Good for you. Yes, Valerie, the finance readings were for you. You're going to be okay. You got to focus on family and community. Finances for Kathleen O'Malley. Oh, take the weapons of war away from your enemies. So it's like take control over your finances. Don't trust anybody who's proven themselves to be untrustworthy. Don't rely on no one but yourself. There could be legal actions regarding current behavior, like that's stealing from people. Also let go of things that are not, start getting rid of assets, they're saying, that are not serving you, and start turning your little family into a business model. Like start looking at it as a business model. And if you do that, you're going to be fine, Kathleen. Yeah. Yes, Valerie Carver. They're saying to start looking at communities, start looking at ways to be part of a greater community, and that isolation is the thing that's the biggest threat to people's finances. If we work together and we share our resources, things are going to be a lot easier for us down the road. Yeah, I mean, like buying land and putting manufactured homes on it and renting to people in trouble would be a great thing to do. You know, just anything we can all do to create peace communities. Um, I think tiny homes are too tiny, to be honest with you. The average human being is going to feel claustrophobic. The average human being needs at least 500 square feet, 500 to 1,000, based on studies. You know, so I guess that would partially include like some land to till or whatever as well. But 250 square feet is too little space for most people. So I think a better would be a manufactured home. You can put those up for 50K. And I think there's just we're moving towards more community living. If we don't move towards community living, we're going to be in a really serious situation down the road. Also, when everybody has their own place and we're not communicating and we're not working together, that can really be um, a really bad use of resources. You know, it's a whereas if we all share 10, if you had 10 acres and everybody was off doing their own thing and there was no cohesion and no cooperation, it would be a bad use of 10 acres. But if you had 20 people living on 10 acres in a commune and you had a certain amount that was for, you had a couple of acres that were dedicated to food production, like 2 acres for food production or 3 acres for food production, basically you'd have a kibbutz. And that's the point I'm trying to make with the Oasis One Peace Initiative. The Oasis One Peace Initiative is an attempt to get people to start thinking in terms of better ways for us to manage our resources. And so that's the main thing I'm doing in Israel, is to try and get other people to take on these concepts. If we do that, not only will we be safe, but we will be creating an environment that's productive. So, I mean, this is ultimately what Gaia wants from us, which is to not fight and kill each other, but to use the earth to create these oasis zones of peace that are environmentally sound. They're like domes that can be connected. You can create even your own transportation system for the peaceful people of the world. If you're a nonviolent person and you want nothing to do with war, you just want to work and live in peace with other like-minded people, creating production and wealth, then people would sign an agreement when they come into the zone that they are there to live a peaceful life and contribute to the greater good of that acreage. Then what happens is you have a wealth zone in a very short amount of time. That will become a wealth zone. And then the wealth zone, well, it's too crowded, so you go and buy land next door, and then you create a bridge or a road between those two areas. And now you've got two peace zones. And then what starts to happen is you've got oasis zones all over the world, connected by their own transportation system. In a way, what we are saying with Oasis is that we don't want to play your game anymore, and that we've checked out. We've checked out from your game and we've started our own game. This is the new game. Well, we're going to charge you this for eggs, or we're going to, well, you know what? We don't want that. So we've decided to build a kibbutz, and we've got our own chickens, and they're treated very nicely. We live and die by our own values in Oasis. and we're in it together. Everyone helping. Cooperation is how we avoided extinction in the past. Cooperation is how we will survive this. We have only one choice when you think about it. We must either cooperate or die. And that is really, I think, very difficult for most people to come to terms with, because and I think the most dangerous thing that I have witnessed in this process as an anthropologist is the apathy, is the sheer apathy, where people have given up hope. They've become consumed by listening to the negative, and they have not looked for solutions. And the solution is to simply leave, if you can, and to stop participating in the fighting, and to go off and instead look at what has allowed human beings to thrive and survive for tens of thousands of years. And what we know for sure is that what has allowed us to survive these tragedies and difficulties which come about, it can be famine, it can be war, it can be pestilence, it can be disease. But what humans have learned throughout time is that there's only one way out of hell: cooperate or die. So here's an article I wrote. You can check it out. It's Evolutionary Anthropology and Israel's Path to Stability, Refining Oasis 1. This is what we're raising money for today. How can we help people choose life? How can we help people of various different religions and cultures come together and say, you know what, we've decided that we choose life, and that we may not always agree on everything, and that's okay. We have to come together, and we have to learn to cooperate with one another. And these oasis zones can be built inside your own home. Is your home an oasis for yourself? Oh, you're in Portland? Hi, Bob. I live in Portland. I'm downtown. So if somebody violent infiltrates the peace area, this has been the fall of oasis zones since the beginning of time, is that they get invaded and attacked by warlords. This is what's happening at oasis zones all throughout Africa. It's like the warlords want the oasis zone, because the oasis is where look at all the wealth that these people have created through cooperation. So warriors come in all the time to attack oasis zones. So you have to, unfortunately, not everyone can be in an oasis. Not everyone can go to oasis, because there are people in this world that want to fight. They want to fight, and they want to kill, and they want to push, whatever. And if it keeps going, we don't have a future. So you always have to ask yourself, in whatever war there is, am I being productive by entering into this debate? Or should I just get up and politely leave the table and just go off and build an oasis zone? Hey, anybody that wants to avoid war and doesn't want to participate, I've got a safe zone, and you can go live there. And let's create a society based on mutual cooperation and respect. If a person is violent, if a person doesn't want to be part of the oasis, then they have to leave. People get kicked out. But even what I have said, and I will say it again, is that even when you kick out of oasis, you want to do it in a really loving way, because oasis is not for everybody, but it doesn't mean you're a bad person, right? It may mean you have to go out and create another oasis somewhere else. Moses got kicked out, right? Moses was a rebel. He got kicked out, and he had to go create his own oasis in Sinai, right? So oasis is an application process, and not everybody is eligible. So, but what starts to happen is that as time goes on, more and more and more people will want to be an oasis because wouldn't you rather live in the lap of luxury and happiness and peace than in a war zone where people are killing and harming one another? So, what starts to happen is that everybody starts to cry out for oasis. And in this way, people will follow you to the oasis. You build heaven on earth, and they will follow you. And if somebody cannot abide by your rules, you love them and say, "I'm sorry, these are the rules of my oasis. I wish you well on your journey. There are other oases, or go build your own." If we followed Oasis protocol, there wouldn't be war because nobody would participate. For example, if you opened up Gaza, now they're locked inside because they want to kill as many civilians as possible, Hamas, right? Hamas has locked them inside, Egypt's locked them inside. But say theoretically Israel were to open the door on the Arab side or on Shalom Karam and say, "Hey, anybody here who's a peacenik want to come live in the Negev?" We got s'mores and kosher hot dogs. If everyone's, "I'm out of here, man. Yeah, I'll go to the Negev." Uh, a lot of people would stay in Gaza. Maybe it's a trick. And then they would get reports back. Actually, Oasis is really great, man. We got s'mores, we got hot dogs. I was like, well, I want to go. So what would happen, and what his history has shown us, is that Gaza would empty out. Everybody would be like getting on the buses. We're going for s'mores and hot dogs. Right? And then Hamas would just be there by themselves, screaming in the wind because everybody left. Players can't play if there's nobody left to play. You know, everybody took off. They went to Oasis. They got tired of your crap, right? So there will always be people in this world that want to fight, and we wish them, peace. Humans go through a warrior phase, by the way. Teens and 20s is our warrior phase. Women go through it too. It's men and women both. We go through our warrior phase, and it's a necessary, important phase. It usually starts around age 13 for a boy, 12 for a girl. And I think that there have to be ways inside of Oasis to help people experience becoming a warrior, becoming a warrioress, but have it be in constructive ways. Well, like the soccer, sports is a really great way of competitive sports. There are ways to get this competitive edge out of us and this tribal need for bonding and war and the warrior class. The warrior class, it goes, like I said, from your teens until your 30s. Then you get married and you're no longer a warrior. You got to think about the next generation, your kids. So Oasis has to acknowledge that that is part of the human experience and create a way so that when we go through our warrior phase, it can be done in a productive way. I was a competitive dancer, so I used my warrior ways. I was like dancing constantly, right? But it came from this internal need to compete and this internal need to be the best dancer or the best violinist or the best cellist. And your gang is the orchestra, right? But it all comes from the same desire to compete and to fight and to win. And how can we take that and direct it in ways that are going to be constructive? Because it exists and we have to acknowledge it. Trump loves the Oasis. Elon Musk loves the Oasis. And that's a whole other conversation about how do I work with people who I may have, this is something that I've spiritually learned from, which is how do I work with people who I may not politically agree with. I might have moral and ethical problems with the way that they do certain things. The bottom line is that if you are working with a country to try and build these sorts of things, you have to respect the fact that they're the one in power And so you have to work with whoever is in charge. You could continue to be a rebel and fight with the rebels, but you're probably not going to succeed in building an oasis zone. The way to build an oasis zone is you have to go directly to the people who have all the power and say, this is what I'm trying to do, and this is why I'm trying to do it. And then you have to, unfortunately, do it in a way that's they want a piece of the pie, right? So I'm sure that his enthusiasm about Oasis is because it's going to get to peace in the Middle East, and peace in the Middle East is profitable because the only people that are making money from war are the warmongers. But Elon Musk is not making money from war because that's not his investment strategy. His is trade, right? And trade routes, right? So Elon is going to want anything that promotes trade routes. That's the project that he's going to be funding. This is the basic design of the Oasis that I did for the Abraham Accords. It's a gift to the Abraham Accords. And you have the safe zone, and you can see this is the four-cornered tent of Abraham, and it has 4 roads, entrances from 4 roads. You can see Israel's side and Gaza's side. So we would want Gaza leadership to be pro-Oasis. So the future of Gaza will be leadership that supports the Oasis. It's not going to be pro-war. It's going to be pro-Oasis. So this would be one unit. That's one Oasis unit. And this road here on the horizontal side is the armistice line. So that's how I designed it. And is there anything else I can say about that? So Ceylon and Donald Trump like it because they don't like war, because their business is more based on trade. They want to get the trade going. If you want peace, they say these are the people that want peace because there's the money's in it for them, right? And then this is the migration pattern after 20 years of Oasis. If we were to build these Oasis zones, right now Hamas is falling. Israel has taken 50%, but they'll be at 100%. Right now, everybody's in Malwasi, which is this area right here. This is the Malwasi area. And then this, where it says security border, this is Rafah. They've taken Rafah. The Marag corridor is between these 2 Oasis zones, which I call 2 and 3. Oasis Zone 1 is in Egypt. It's the North Sinai one. He won't open, El-Sisi will not open Rafah until Israel clears Hamas. So right now, Israel has cleared from security border to where it says beautiful pearl necklace. The beginnings of that has been cleared. So then people will be allowed to go back in pretty soon, and then they'll go through a security check, and those that are not terrorists will be allowed probably to go into Oasis 1 Sinai, and that will be the first phase of us. We're just trying to separate the terrorist from the regular people. But yeah, this is what it will look like in 20 years. It'll just be an open border, because that's the power of a peace zone. And that's what I'm trying to explain to people, is that they grow exponentially as more people, I want to get in, I want to get in, I want to get in, I want a house, I want to. And so within 20 years, your system collapses to Oasis. And this is why cooperation over confrontation is how humans avoided extinction. And this is my second dissertation, my second doctoral, and my second dissertation. So that is what I learned from this experience. And a lot of people criticize me because I was working with Elon and Trump, and and not working with them, but sending them stuff. And I learned a lot. I learned a lot. I learned that people that don't agree um, can, even though we don't agree on everything, there are some things that we can do. We can come together on some things. I'm not, I mean, I'm sure the reason that they're involved is because they want to sell their stuff. They want to sell their tiny homes because they're going to be putting their tiny homes. Well, Elon wants his tiny homes in Gaza, and so I don't know if it's for large families. I don't know if it would be the best thing, though. I don't know. I didn't become a Republican or anything. I mean, it's no, they know I'm not a Republican. They're cool with that. It's not about politics. It's just about building a zone, safe zones. They don't. The truth of the matter is, they don't really care about my politics. They just they know I'm the crazy medical anthropologist that built this mess. And they are the scientists and the engineers that kind of have to take this mess that I regurgitated onto this piece of paper and, okay, can we take what Whimsy created and turn it into a reality? And a lot of people from different political groups are trying to do this. And I think we're going to succeed. And so, if anything, we are learning from history. We are learning about the importance of cooperation ourselves, right? Through this process, we will learn. Uh, Not everyone's going to vote for the people that we vote for, but the job has to get done. Oasis has to be built, right? So. Okay, let's see what's going on here with all you beautiful people asking me questions. Okay, violent infiltration, yes, they're removed. So we have, in Israel, we have something called the 8200, the boys and girls at the 8200. And the boys and girls of the 8200 are our highfalutin, fancy schmancy, what would they call them? Yeah, they do our security. So they can check to see someone's security 10,000 people an hour. Can you believe that? They can they can clear 10,000 people an hour to get into North Gaza or into North Sinai. Isn't that crazy? 10,000 an hour. So if you were trying to get 1.7 million people to North Sinai or Negev is another option that people were talking about. I learned a lot from this. Like I said, I learned a lot because I'm not a fan of Jared Kushner's. And then when I was doing research on how do we get civilians out, it was the Negev, which was exactly what, there's my beautiful friend, Tani. So this is give you an example of how much work it takes to pull something like this off. Here is everybody received. This is the activism in me. You can see. When you know what you're called to do. When you know what you're called to do, um, you just keep going. Even if you're frustrated, even if you feel like nobody's hearing me, you just keep going. You just keep going. You just keep going. Oh, you can't help me? Okay, have a great life. Next. I'm just I'm just pumping out 10, 20 letters a day at least. Every day, every day, every day. Can't how do we get to Oasis? How do we save lives? How do we get another kid out of the area? Like every day, every day. I'm going every day, every day. That's the other thing is that when you find your bliss and you know what you were put on earth to do, it's going to get a lot easier for you to stick to. But we all are called to build oasis zones. All right. Thank you so much, Tarot Task. Marie, you're wondering if good, Wendy. Marie, waiting for my husband's inheritance. Will that happen? Of course it will. Marie is waiting on her husband's inheritance. 10 of Swords. Oh my God, that was so difficult for you. I am so sorry, Marie. You went through hell, they're saying. The opposition, 5 of Swords. Like, yeah, you've really gone through some bad stuff. It sounds like someone's trying to mess you up. Wow, they're just bad people in this world that just, yes. Magician is power. You have to fight. There are like a lot of just psychopathic people in this world that just get off on hurting people. Yes, the power is with you, and you have to treat it like it's a legal issue, and don't expect people to be nice for kindness sake. I mean, unfortunately. What's going on with Putin's Easter truce? Yeah, he keeps breaking it. That's the problem. He keeps breaking his Easter truce. Strength. You know, 6 of Cups. Zelensky wanted a truce. Hopes and fears, 4 of Cups. Final outcome for him, 2 of Pentacles. No, he's not willing to withdraw. He's not willing because he worked, according to him, he worked too hard to steal that land, and so he's not giving it back. And that's why he's not sincere. 5 of Swords. Take the weapons of war away from the people. There's an apathy, a slowly pulling back of financial support by America in order to save it. Hi, Shivani. Good to see you here. Joyce is here. Contessa, Janice Fitzpatrick, Simmons. Funny living on my own house. No one allows you to live alone. Well, humans were never, the only people that lived alone were hermits that lived in hermitudes, and they would go off to be left alone, but that didn't work because then people would come and try and find them. I came all the way out here to be left alone. Yeah. Oh, you had Rebecca L. had 420 square feet, 3 years in Sierra Nevada, above relative's garage. It was bliss, but my tiny deck was up and in forested land, rented for a bit, drove on from there. Nice. Rents for transient women. Yep, that's a problem. Okay, we got to that. Yes, the Oasis plan is the 20-year. But I think the way that Israel is communicating is very bad. Like Netanyahu, we're not leaving. Well, no, we're not leaving because we have to stabilize the area, and then Egypt has to open the gate, and then they have to start bringing in construction for the Max line, which is the subway transit system. But it's not like something bad. So the communication has been just terrible. Yes. Oh, Stephanie, thank you, my love, for that sweet donation. That is at least 2 hummus sandwiches. You know, in Israel, 25 bucks will get you a Coke, hummus, platter, and maybe some French fries, maybe some salad. Yum, 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 and a tip. So I've got 2 of those delicious lunches paid for by Stephanie. I am so grateful. Oh, I just lost you again. I just got a snap. I better close some of these. Okay, I think I've got too many things open at once. Where is that question I was reading? I am sequestered from teaching into a couple of coaching businesses. What do I need to consider as I am making these changes? How will I best make these new business opportunities beneficial for me and for my future clients? Yeah, we're doing personal readings today because we're raising money for the trip, Debbie. Stephanie, 5 of Swords. So the first thing they want you to do is to get organized about what it is you are trying to achieve and what the opposition would be. 5 of Swords is they want you to take like a fresh piece of paper and draw a map of your business and your business model, and to take the weapons of war away from anybody that would challenge your business by first, okay, what am I attempting to do? What are the challenges? What is the opposition? 5 of Swords is all about take power of the situation and take control of the situation. Your opposition is that nobody knows what you're trying to do and nobody has any faith in you, and no one has any faith for you in you financially. They're not going to be loaning you money. You have to go and build your oasis zone, and then others will follow you. Same thing happened to me. People thought I was crazy. Some crazy lady doing tarot reading. They didn't know I was on my 2nd doctoral degree, because this is a fun channel. I do just to teach people HCRV and because it's fun. They don't know I have another life, right? It took me 2.5 years just to get anybody to take me serious. And you saw me my letter writing campaign, articles for the Times of Israel that I had to do. In addition to all of that, I started not only a letter writing campaign, I became a writer. So I started writing for the Times of Israel. This is the subway system, by the way, that I built. Yeah. Then I ran it through multiple computer checks. Oh yeah, honey, I did. And the results of the computer check were that my plan is the best one out there. So we had a situation. We had multiple peace institutions, various different institutions that were competing, that had millions of dollars and countries that were backing them. And you had this little girl named Whimsy with a funny name that everybody was laughing at. And we were all competing for a rebuild. And I did it. A little Whimsy came up with a 2.5-page rebuild based on evolutionary anthropology and this idea of introducing a caravan or subway system. So Elon picked this one. This is the one he liked. So that put him in a really bizarre situation. Well, what do we do now? We don't know who this woman is. She's not with this institute or that. She's nobody. Well, maybe we don't tell her. Come on, we have to tell her. Well, maybe she won't notice. I noticed. We need to talk. You're not in trouble. They're scared of me. Oh no, she figured it out. She figured it out. I'm not mad. I'm thrilled. Anyway, so that's what's going on. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. Yeah. So in answer to your question, yeah, you're gonna have to do it all on your own. Be careful. Look, and then the power will come to you. But you're gonna have to do it all on your own, and it has to come from you creating. What are you trying to create? Where you're trying to get from point A to point B? What is your 1 year plan? Your 2 year? Your 5 year plan? What are your oppositions? And do not assume anyone's going to help you until you have something to show, because of Two of Pentacles. But if you do that within 5 years, you have quite a successful. Five of Swords is to take the weapons away from your enemies, take control of the situation. And I read swords, as a lot of readers do, as a 1 year period. So it's within 5 years, you have something quite substantial, Stephanie. Give yourself a chance, though. What about water? Have you handled that issue? Underground bladder systems. Yeah, if you look at the Oasis zones, the max line, zone 2, it's an aquaphor. Gaza is an aquaphor. And zone 2 is the water has to be, it has not been handled properly. And so they have to go in. I actually asked Joseph Abramowitz to take over zone 2. I actually wrote and he got back to me. So Joseph Abramowitz, let me see if I can find him. Joseph Abramowitz is an environmental activist. He himself has been nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. And he is somebody I knew from back in the day because he was the former president of the World Union of Jewish Students. And I used to volunteer for him. And so I reached out to him. He wants to build Oasis all over the world. And that's his purpose in life. And so I reached out to him and asked him if he would oversee the Oasis rebuild in Gaza, because I trust him. I trust his ethics. I trust his morals. I know him to be a good, decent person. And he's going to build Oasis all over the world. And this is his baby. Oasis is his baby. I'm the anthropologist, but he is the man building Oasis zones. And he's been building them for a long time. And he will do a wonderful job, and we will see him breaking ground in Gaza. It will happen. So even though, it had a strange beginning, it's coming together in a really nice way. Yeah, so zone 2, which is by Kerem Shalom, is where the, well, this was an image of the max line I just showed you, but basically zone 2 is where the Oasis where the water supply is. And that's specifically what I asked Joseph. I contacted the IDF and asked if they would bring Joseph in to build up that area, which is next to the Marag corridor and the Kerem Shalom crossing is where the water supply is, that they're going to be. It's an aquifer that is contaminated, and so they have to clean it out. The funding, I reached out to many people. I reached out to Mohammed bin Salman, Sheikh Mohammed, the Prince of Saudi Arabia, the Prince of Dubai. I reached out to Bahrain. I reached out to General El-Sisi of Egypt, and then I also contacted everybody in the independently, Elon Musk, because he wants to put in this transportation system, one of the transportation systems, which is why he was meeting with Gantz, you saw. Obviously, for environmental protection, we brought in Joseph Abramowitz, Jonathan Conricus, just advice about security and stuff. He has his own Peace Institute, which I've been sharing information with. Trying to focus on perfecting game theory. I reached out to Robert Aumann, Nobel Prize winner for game theory, and he was kind enough to review it. Yeah, it's happening slowly, slowly but surely. Yeah, thank you. Oh, hi, Deborah. Hi, my love. How are you? Any spirit messages for my daughter, Sophie? Ah, the beautiful Sophie, the beautiful, sweet Sophie. Strong partnerships. Yes, she is someone that needs strong partnerships. She gives a little, they give a little. Oasis is perfect for her. Her partnerships will take care of her for many years to come. For many years to come. Oh, I see her as a business person. She's going to be part of a business. Oh, it's going to transform her life. So I broke again. Hold on a second. So it looks like the answer for her is going to be that she's going to be part of some kind of a community that ultimately has some kind of a business that's going to be profitable. Good for her. I'm telling you, the way, it's like that's why the Amish don't have homelessness. It's like we have to help each other. Oh, thank you, Wendy. You're so sweet. Yeah, so a community, building community, people that she can work with, and together they will all help each other, and then it's actually great. The answer is always going to be Oasis. This is an article. There was something I wrote, a report about who gets to go into the Oasis. Would it only be people who can work? And the conclusion from the study was no, bring in people who are like their parents, whatnot, because a community, everybody can contribute something. And it was still cost effective, even if they brought in like disabled parents from the war or something like that. Oasis still came out profitable. So, and also, even if a person is seen as severely disabled, it doesn't mean they're not capable of doing work. I mean, everyone can contribute to Oasis. It's not as impossible as we think. The truth of the matter is, if we come together and help each other, we can do this. We can build Oasis zones all over the world. We don't have to be the victim of people that want to create war. We can simply say, you know what, I'm out. You could also start doing communications where anybody want to build an Oasis zone with me? I got $2,000. And if 20 people come in and say, I got 2,000, great. We just bought an acre of land in Arkansas. We're out. I mean, seriously, there are ways to do this. And we just have Five of Swords is all about take control of the situation. It's like when Hamas began terrorizing everybody in Gaza. I mean, picking up the whole population and saying, we're out. Who are they going to use as human shields if everybody's gone, right? Everybody left. And so that's ultimately what's going to happen. I think they're going to empty it. I think a lot of people are going to go to North Sinai. Some might go to Indonesia, Sudan. And it's just not going to be fun to continue to terrorize a neighborhood because nobody's going to be there. Other than people building a transportation system and all this stuff. You hate all the writing? Yeah, to row backwards. But that's kind of, writing campaigns is kind of how we have to do it. Oh, thank you, Valerie. That's so kind of you. Yeah, Deborah, everything's going to be fine. Two of Wands is about partnerships in business, importing and exporting. Five of Swords is take control of the situation. What kind of world do I want? She emerged as Queen of Pentacles, which is that she's going to have a business of some type. Yeah, she's fine. We waste too much time worrying when what we need to be doing is just finding solutions. Okay, how do I fix it? What's the problem? No, I'm not going to be intimidated or terrorized by cruel, abusive people. I'm going to create an oasis zone and I'm out. That's kind of how I feel. Yeah. Well, of course, at first, nobody wanted to have anything to do with me. Now everybody wants to. Oh, I want to live there. Well, where were you 2 years ago? Well, we thought you were crazy. And now, well, you're still crazy, but it's a good idea, right? All right. Thank you, everyone, for your love and support of the channel. Like I said, I'll try and get on a couple more times before I leave for beautiful Israel. Oh no, she's going to be fine, Deborah. She's Queen of Pentacles. She's very good. Be kind to all so that all will be kind to you too. God bless. Peace out. And we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.